What's up, guys? Welcome to episode 101, like the 101 Dalmatians, but it's just 101 episodes of Knee Brace Radio.
Just 101 episodes of me being a fucking idiot.
Absolutely. And it is June 23rd, the year 2021, another edition of Let's Get Weird Wednesday, as always presented by the Wave Media Co. And Nick, we have umps gone wild.
Yeah, I mean, I know we just did the intro here, but I mean, you can just say it. The day is June 23rd, 2007. Umps are gone wild.
It's unreal.
June 23rd, 1987. Umps gone wild. As long as there's this human element in the game, I mean, it's not as much an issue in football. Like, don't get me wrong. There's a couple referees that everyone knows are bad.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think there's any sport that's at the magnitude of baseball, because I feel like there's so many places where it can go wrong.
The human element is massive in baseball.
Right, because in hockey there's two linesmen and one referee.
Mm-hmm.
In football, you have a line judge,
back
judge, umpire, ref.
Mm-hmm.
In baseball, I mean, the game moves so fast, and you have what, two people?
No, that's in like middle school and high school. You have you have four, or you have three. You have home plate umpire down the lines, and then the playoffs, they give you one in the outfield. So, or maybe you have four during an MLB game. I don't know. To be honest,
you have home plate, you have first base, third base.
And you may have one in the infield. I should know this.
There's one in the infield in the playoffs, I think.
Okay, so maybe that's what it is. So it's either three or four. And I don't blame the umpires so much right now. Obviously, they let the pitchers get away with I hate how we're calling it sticky stuff. Why don't we just call it foreign substance? We've always called it a foreign substance, and all of a sudden now we're calling it sticky stuff, like we're in 7th grade. To check pitchers. Last night, an umpire was rubbing his hand through Max Scherzer's hair, Nick, checking for illegal substances.
I love that. I mean,
how long is it going to be until an umpire sticks their finger up somebody's nose? Like, nope, that's a normal booger, not SpiderTack.
Not a SpiderTack booger. That's a real booger. Can confirm.
Yeah, there's a little bit of blood in it.
The ump eats it.
Yeah, it's the only way to truly know is if he just licks his finger after.
Yeah, no, it's like I love that pitchers are fighting back too. Like Max Scherzer, oh my God, hold on. First of all, I mean, of course, the hand through the hair is a bit much.
Yeah.
I mean, there's nothing like a mid-game scalp massage.
What if they did catch like a razor in his hair? Like, remember like when Phil Niekro had the filing thing in his glove,
and he just like tossed.
I'm pretty sure it was.
I don't know if it was Niekro, but I do remember.
Everyone knows that he just has it in his pocket. He throws it.
He had like a lineup card, and inside the lineup card was a nail file.
Yeah,
a piece of like sandpaper.
Mm-hmm.
And he acted like he was looking at the lineup card, and then just threw the sandpaper. Was like, well, I don't know where that came from.
Yeah, that hadn't been there the whole time. But what if there was just like a razor blade there? The umpire just cuts his hand wide open. Yeah, then who would have been laughing?
Right, but I mean. So like the hair gel, but did you see the Nationals Instagram?
Well, did you see the Nationals GM calling Joe Girardi a con man?
Really?
Yeah, he went after it. He went after him. I don't know. I don't even know the pitcher who was on the A's who dropped his pants in front of everybody.
That was Sergio Romo.
It was Sergio Romo?
Blast from the past.
I didn't even know that guy was still in baseball. It kind of looked like him, but I had no idea. I had literally no idea. But like at this point, like the umpires are kind of at the discretion of the opposing coaches, right? Because like it's not like you can put like a one check per game on somebody because it's like, all right, you burn it in the second, then you can blatantly have a foreign substance the rest of the game.
Yeah. So the Nationals Instagram, the Nationals social media team, A1 top tier, because they have a screenshot of Max Scherzer going off on the ump for asking him to rub his hair. It's just a still shot of Scherzer, like hand up, mouth open, obviously about to go in on this umpire. And it says, hold on. Her sister was a witch, right? And what was her sister? A princess, the wicked witch of the East, bro. You're going to look at me and you're going to tell me that I'm wrong. Am I wrong? She wore a crown and came down in a bubble. Doug, grow up, bro. Grow up.
That's A plus social media team. For anybody that hasn't seen the video, maybe you can get edited in right here.
Potentially. I don't know.
And we're back.
And we're
to
back.
baseball.
And we're back. And we're back.
So what is MLB going to do here? Like I said, you can't put a one-time thing in like one check per game because then you're fucked, right? You can't do it like mound visits where it's once per pitcher because then like you can risk having like whoever like get caught. But I don't know. Like it's just such a weird situation that baseball let it get this out of hand. It should be like an unwritten rule, like, all right, sunblock is okay, SpiderTack isn't. Play in the gray area.
Yeah, I mean, reaching back to Sergio Romo and him coming off the mound after the inning for the Athletics, and the fact that like, dude, the moment he threw, like, okay, he kind of tossed his glove at the ump and started, removing clothes and dropped trowel. Oh, I thought immediately he was tossed.
Oh, so did I. When I watched it this morning,
the moment he tossed the glove at the ump, I was like, oh, he's gone.
But like the umps like almost kind of like are like weirdly okay with it. Like, cause even like when the umps were getting yelled at by Scherzer, like they just kind of sat there and held their tongue, which I'm happy. I don't know if Angel Hernandez has had to do it yet or Joe West. We'll leave it to those two to inject the entire team.
I mean, Wicked Witch of the East, bro. You're gonna tell me I'm wrong. You're gonna tell me I'm wrong.
Joe West's turkey neck is just going to be moving back and forth. Jacob deGrom, they checked him. Of course, he was clean. Best pitcher in baseball.
Yeah, no.
Well, when you throw 101 for 7 innings straight, you don't really need to. Well, yeah, I would check every batter, every single batter. Like, yeah, sir, he didn't even leave the mound. He didn't leave the field to play.
I'm surprised there's not a little bit of like gamesmanship going on, where in an outing like that. I mean, I know deGrom's elite at what he does, so it's going to be hard to shake up his rhythm regardless.
Mm-hmm.
But you get deGrom out there shoving 100 for 5 batters straight, and 3 strikeouts, 2 groundouts, and you're like, dude, we got to get something going here.
So
you call a check. You call a check just to try to break up his rhythm.
Can they only check at the end of the inning? That should be the rule.
Right.
It should be like in between innings when the pitcher is walking off the field. So it doesn't stop the pace of play. If he does get caught, it gives them, that team, time to get a pitcher up and going. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like that's what the rule should be.
It gives you TV break.
Yeah, exactly. And it's not like
we're not sitting there. We're not sitting there fucking watching.
Yeah. That's really what it should be. Rob Manfred, I know that you are definitely not an ideas guy because clearly you have rocks for brains.
But he is an avid KBR listener.
Yeah, but if you're listening,
which we know you are,
take that as a little piece of advice, a word to the wise. That weirdly enough is probably not even the biggest news in baseball this week. And no, it's not that Shohei is competing in the home run derby. It's not that Pete Alonso,
even though that's fucking sweet.
Yeah, it is. It's not that Pete Alonso is defending his title. It's not that Vladdy Jr. surely will be back. It's that
he won't. He hasn't committed to it.
I know, but I think he will. It's that Ben Zobrist's wife is a no good backstabbing SOB, Nick.
She's what you call a hooer.
Yeah. Well, is she, or was she manipulated? We don't know, because who's really the son of a bitch?
Of God.
Who's really a son of a bitch is Ben Zobrist's family pastor, who told the man who was the World Series MVP he needed to step away from baseball, all while banging his wife.
If I'm the pastor, I mean, that is just the most counterintuitive move I've ever heard in my entire life. Hey, Ben, that job that takes you away from April until November.
February, or spring training.
Okay, that job that takes you away from February to November, stop doing that. The job that takes you away for 9 months out of the year while I'm banging your wife, I need you to stop.
The only thing I could possibly think of is that he didn't want the pastor or the kids to see the pastor so much, the kids thought that was their dad. So when they go to church, they start calling him daddy. And then that's the only thing I can
mean,
think
his
of.
wife's already calling him daddy.
Heyo, set you up for that one, Nick. That was a bump set spike. Buried it. It's like we've been doing this for 101 episodes. Now I have a question.
Okay.
Why does it seem that pastors do a lot of fucking with somebody else's wives?
I mean, even their own wives. I feel like pastors are the ones with the most kids.
Yeah, I mean, that's true. I was at a wedding once, and the pastor was crushing moonshine. And I don't know if you've heard the song, like I don't even know how it goes. It's like a Southern song, but like you shake it to the left or you shake it to the right, or is it you fuck them to the left? It's something like that. It's like a weird sexual song.
Okay.
The pastor was leading the dance at this wedding for it. This man said, and you say I do, and you say I do, kiss the bride. And he's like, I'm going to get fucked up. But I feel like
if you guys will excuse me, there's a lot of beer to drink.
There's a lot of beer to drink, and there's a lot of wives out here that I'm going to try to seduce. But I feel like pastors per capita have sex with a lot of their, like per capita, they may be in the top 3 or 4 of people that cheat with their following.
Do you think there's anyone out there that envies/hates pastors more than Catholic priests?
Oh no. Catholic priests got the shaft on that one.
They need to Catholic priests just like they're inside the church looking through the window at the pastors, just grinding their teeth. Just you fucking motherfucker. I can't fucking believe this.
It's the it's the Squidward meme where he's sitting up in his room and he's looking outside and SpongeBob and Patrick are playing.
That's exactly what it is.
That's what they're doing.
Pastors are Squidward. Patrick and SpongeBob are a pastor and someone else's wife.
Yeah. They're just instead they're looking through stained glass, looking out. But
the clarinet's at one of the nuns.
Yeah. But I would say it's like rock stars cheat the most, NBA players second, pastors third. Like if you had to list like the professions of cheating, right?
Yeah, of course this is a giant blanket statement because as we're talking about this,
plenty of good pastors.
One of my favorite people that I've ever met is like a guy that I went to school with. His dad is a pastor, and his dad's just one of the best guys in the world.
Is he the best guy in the world because he's getting a ton of ass and he's always relaxed? Beg to ask the question, Nick. You got to ask.
That, you have to ask the question.
I'm not assuming anything. I'm just simply asking the question. That's all.
Yeah, you're just introducing it into the conversation.
Mm-hmm. But Ben Zobrist is suing the pastor now. I don't know what. Are you suing for adultery? Or are you suing for bad advice for lost wages? Ben Zobrist isn't in baseball, is he?
No.
Jed Lowry is in baseball, but Ben Zobrist isn't. That's crazy to me.
That's a bit asinine, but I mean, Ben Zobrist always just struck me as such a team guy.
Mm-hmm.
Like willing to do whatever it takes to get the team to win. I bet he ate mean box.
Oh yeah.
I don't know what his wife's thinking.
Ben Zobrist, like basically, have you ever heard the story of him? He hasn't played since 2019, by the way. He was done with baseball and he had like $70 from graduating high school. And he's like, I just want to play baseball one more time. Went to a showcase, paid for the showcase fee just so he can get out there and like hit and throw and stuff. And some like Bible school in the Midwest picked him up. And then he like, after like dominating there, like went to like Dallas Baptist or something. And instead,
I mean, I don't know. I don't know if I'm just mixing up stories that I've heard, but I feel like all the stories that come from major leaguers that have played with Ben Zobrist is just a great guy.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But also, I mean, I might just be mixing up stories and he might just be a giant fucking dickhead.
Oh, he could just be the absolute worst.
Yeah.
The worst. I'm trying to think who
I'm just looking at Ben Zobrist's play style where I believe he played every position on the infield.
And he played some outfield, I think. I don't think he caught.
Yeah, I don't think he caught. I think he played every position except for pitching, catching, and that's it.
Yeah.
And I mean, if that's a guy that doesn't eat mean box, I don't know what is.
Yeah, he competes in the box. Double entendre right there. Double pun. The batter's box and between his wife's legs. And now He's a 38 or 39-year-old. I just looked up his baseball reference. Recently divorced, presumably man.
Separated. We can assume he's separated.
Yeah, I would hope so. And
with
he
a
doesn't
lot of money.
He can't go into announcing, though. That's the next logical thing. And you really can't go to coaching because the players are going to make fun of you.
I mean, this is just the plot to Brockmire.
Yeah, when you put it that way. Except, well, the wife would have to be pegging. Wasn't that the opening scene of Brockmire?
Yeah. I mean,
we don't
know what he walked in on. We don't know what he walked in on.
Did he walk in on him?
I don't know.
Oh, that would just make the story even better.
I mean, that would bring it full circle.
Because
IFC would be calling.
Or what if he was in like confessional and like that's how it came out?
Well, pastors don't do confessional.
Oh,
that's a Catholic thing.
Okay, I was gonna say, well, if they're like
again, Catholic priests having to hear people complain. God.
Well, I was gonna say that would be great if the pastor was like, "Well, I also have something I got to get off my chest.
Forgive me, Ben, for I have sinned."
Yeah, it's like, well, this is weird. We're gonna do it. He's like, let's role play. Your wife seems to like that. And he's like, oh, that's a weird thing to say, but
that's a strange thing to say.
But okay, sure, I'll be the pastor. So Ben Zobrist, if you'd like to come on here and clear your name, and we're gonna give you a safe place to rant, right?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I've done nothing but talk up his box eating skills. I mean, Kings propping up Kings.
And if you did come on here and got signed off of it, we would take a low 1% finder's fee.
1.5%.
1.5%. Come on. Okay, we don't want to undersell ourselves.
101 episodes, Kyle. 1.5%.
Yeah, that's true. Longevity plays, right? Nick, we were just kind of assholes there, but I do have a question for you. There is the Reddit thread of "Am I an asshole?" which most people have heard of. I have my own real life "Am I an asshole?"
Okay.
So in my neighborhood, which you've been to, it's a townhome community. So there's community grass in front of my house that gets cut. There's like a sidewalk. There's two sidewalks, actually. One close to the street, one right in front of my door. And people walk by all day long, which, I don't care. I have a Ring doorbell. Every time somebody walks by my house, I get a notification, which isn't a big deal because I expect people to live their lives. I have a neighbor who sits directly in front of my front door with her dogs probably 2 to 3 times a week. And she just will play with them. They're like little ankle dogs, and they run off the leash, and then she'll have to get up, and then she comes back down and sits directly in front of my door. It doesn't rile up my dogs because they don't bark, but literally the Ring doorbell is like ding, 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 ding. I'll get 30, 40 notifications in an hour from this lady. And it's very obvious I have a Ring doorbell there. Like, very obvious. It's not hidden. Am I the asshole for getting mad about this?
No, because I mean, so I know you said it's like, is it like community grass right there in front that she's using?
No one plays on it.
Or
it's just grass
in front of your yard.
It's grass in front of my front door that nobody has played in that grass since we were in college, and we used to run football routes on there when there was there's probably 100 houses in my community now. When I was in college, there was probably 30. So it was very, very empty. No one ever plays on it. Every now and then a little kid will ride their scooter up and down the street or up and down the sidewalk, but that's it. The little kids don't even play there. But it's massive, Nick. It's my stretch of townhomes, I think, is 4 houses wide with garages in between. So I don't know, maybe 75 yards worth of grass. And I'm the only fucking house that has a Ring doorbell. Why do you need to sit right in front of my house?
See, in the beginning, I thought that it was like, this is like your front yard, I was thinking. And she's playing with her dogs in your front yard. And I was like, you were absolutely not the asshole. Get the fuck out of my yard.
Well, I don't maintain the grass. Like, we pay the HOA fees for it.
Right. So, man, if she pays HOA, that's her grass too.
Yeah, but why do you have to do it in front of my Ring doorbell?
How is she supposed to know you have a Ring doorbell?
Because she walks by it every single day. I can tell you every
Does she
house.
Wave at it?
No, that would be great.
That would piss me off.
But I can tell you every single house in this development that has a Ring doorbell. When you walk by a house enough,
is it like a Jeep Wave?
No. I'm saying,
is it like you see another house with a Ring doorbell? You're like,
No, you just try to avoid walking in front of their doorbell constantly. Like there's 2 doorbells right by my house that have ring. And instead of walking on the sidewalk, we go into the street. Like we cross over the street so that way it's not like setting off their ring alarm.
Well, I mean, no one told you to have a Ring doorbell.
No, no one told me to have a ring doorbell, but also like
Kyle, I think you're an asshole.
I don't think I am. I think it's just common courtesy to not.
So you want me to leave the sidewalk and walk in the street?
No, I'm not saying that. If you're walking by it, that's fine. If you're going to sit there for an hour and constantly trigger my doorbell, you're an asshole. There's no reason to sit there.
Is this grass like across the street and it just happens to trigger your
No,
doorbell?
it's 10 feet away from my front door. I literally could step outside my front door, open my front door, spit, and hit them. They're not far away, but again, I'll have to take a picture of it. It's a giant triangle worth of grass, and the triangle, if it was like a pennant, like a baseball pennant, right? It's longer and then goes to the skinny point. Where my house is the skinny point. There's not even that much grass there. The big grass area is to the left. Where her friend is, who has a dog that they play with.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
And there's also multiple other grass areas.
I'm just operating with the information that I have. Think you might be an asshole, Kyle.
There's no, I mean, again, I am somebody who I really don't care what anybody does as long as it's not affecting my life. This affects my life.
This affects your life.
And it's one of those things where it's like, my phone's never on ring, so it just vibrates constantly, which is almost worse.
Yeah,
because the vibrate is like, is it a text? Is it an email? Is it a call? Because if my notifications were on, it would make the Ring doorbell noise. So I don't know. Maybe I'm an asshole. What are some community things that you can do, or that you like? All right, you live in a townhome community. You live in a community. What are some of the unwritten rules that make you an asshole for not doing? Obviously, not cleaning up your dog shit, which I don't think she does because I've stepped in little dog shit multiple times in the front grass of my house.
Okay, that makes her the asshole a little bit.
Like they're little Tootsie Rolls, basically. I'm stepping in.
Yeah, so that's annoying. But what other shit is unacceptable?
Parking in front of not your house for like multiple days at a time.
Oh yeah, no, dude. My neighbor doesn't fuck around. Dude, my neighbor, the first day that she moved in, there was this car that's been parked like not in front of my house, but like in front of their house for months. The first day she moved in, she came over, knocked on her door. She said, "Is that your car?" I said, "Nope." 10 minutes later, it was towed.
Really?
Swear to God, this bitch did not mess around.
See, I got annoyed because somebody had like...
It was kind of hot, honestly. It was...
Got your nipples hard?
A little bit. I was like, oh man, this bitch is crazy.
So I only talked to one neighbor in this whole development, the guy directly next to me, because he's around my age. Most of the people are older. Somebody had like a mini RV, I guess. Like not a Winnebago, but like a short bus, like a mini bus size RV. And they parked it in front of my house for 10 days without moving it. There's not much parking in front of my house. There is enough parking for the people who live here and maybe one other spot. There is not enough room for an RV. And when they did that, they drove it right next to a tree and broke off a giant limb of the tree. So that was just laying in the street too, and they didn't pick it up.
So that
drove me crazy.
The thing. You just gotta read. I mean, I don't know if you have like your community guidelines or whatever, but there's a guideline in my community that says, you are permitted to park in your driveway and in front of your place of residence. If you park in front of someone else's residence, I think it's like more than 1 or like more than 2 days.
Hours, yeah.
More than 2 days. You are subject to towing.
Okay, so what are some of the biggest things? So not picking up your dog's poop, parking in front of somebody else's house.
Okay, so in a community, if my dog shits in my own yard, I don't have to pick it up.
Yeah, no, I mean it's your yard, so no
Right.
one should be walking through your own yard. If you want to put landmines down, shouldn't be illegal if you ask me. So
Because
parking,
I know where my
I know where I put them.
landmines.
I know where I put the mines. It's not my fault. They're very clearly marked by odd shrubbery and gnomes. But so not picking up poop, parking in front of somebody else's house for more than 2 days at a time. What about not moving your car in like the public parking spaces? Because like we have like 10 parking spaces or maybe 15 parking spaces in the front of the development, and then like 5 to 10 on the side. And the same people just leave their car there for like literally weeks at a time. You should
Oh
have
yeah,
to jockey your car around.
yeah. No, so my wife and I are trying to move, and as we're looking at places, I realized that we're driving through these communities, and they have they have the designated parking. There's normally like a driveway, and then there's also like the numbered spaces,
Mhm.
right? But of course, all these communities have visitors parking as well. I'm noticing that people just park their project cars in the visitor spots. And Kyle, they're not leaving them there for a couple days or 6 days or a week. These cars have covers on them. That
They have
car, that
weeds growing.
that car lives there.
Now, if you have a project car, also, like that's on the list,
Yeah, like you don't get to have a project car until you have your own house.
or you have a garage.
Yeah, yeah, put it in the garage.
You need a place to work on it, not in a community space.
Right. Yeah.
What about taking in your trash cans? What's the grace period on trash cans?
I want to say 2 days.
Oh, that's a lot, Nick. That's a lot. If they have to be out Monday night for Tuesday pickup, they should be in by Wednesday, 5 p.m.
That's what I mean.
Okay. Well,
So
I thought
so if it's getting picked up on Tuesday, that Tuesday,
Tuesday, 8
that's
a.m.
that's day one.
Okay.
Wednesday, that's day two.
Okay. All right.
Then
Then we're on the same page.
If I wake up
like 36 hours.
if I wake up on Thursday and they're still out there, I'm like, all right, what are we doing?
Have you ever taken somebody's trash cans in? I've done that.
Only my next door neighbor because I was a nice guy.
Oh no, I did it passive aggressively. I was like, oh, it's Friday and you haven't taken in your trash cans. I'll get them for you. Don't worry. Now, what about this? I've caught people putting their dog shit in my trash cans.
That's okay. I mean, it's a trash can.
See, for me, it doesn't matter because I have to put the dogs and cat shit in there. But for somebody that doesn't have dogs, if you put a shit in there on Monday or on Tuesday night or Wednesday morning, and that shit festers in the North Carolina heat for a week,
Okay, but
that's a different story.
Here's the thing. I mean, why are they if your trash cans are up next to your house? I mean, what why are you that close to my house?
Well, so the thing is, it's in this neighborhood, they're not. It's like the trash cans, just a little spot is at the bottom of your driveway. So like when you're walking down the street, they're right there.
Yeah, I
So
don't know.
I think if it's the day before trash day or on trash day, it's okay. If it's anything else, you're an asshole. Especially if those people don't have a dog, because imagine chances shits are 3 pounds probably. It's like a cow shit. It's a big poop. If I put that in someone's trash can, that's a chemical warfare.
I mean, are you tying off the bag?
You could tie off Nick. You can tie off a Walmart or Harris Teeter bag. It's still gonna smell.
Oh, you're not using the biodegradable dog bags? Oh, shame, Kyle.
No,
for
I'm not.
shame.
No, because they're not big
Imagine.
enough.
Hey, fans, imagine.
They're not big enough. Hey, fans, I puked once when I got shit on my hand. Imagine me trying to stick my hand in that one little tiny bag and then grab that big of a shit and try to pull it up. It doesn't work. I go in with 2 hands, Nick. I go in like I'm receiving a snap from under center. I put the trash bag in my hands like this and go like a claw machine.
And yeah, you catch it as it falls out of his asshole.
I wish I could. No, that would avoid a lot of the problem because a lot of it's when it gets smeared. But I also like. Are you making like a knot, like where you like wrap it around, stick it through, and pull? I'm just doing like the double knot with like the trash can,
Well, see, I use the biodegradable bags, Kyle. So I have to wrap it around and pull.
Your dogs must not have that big of poops. I thought Fendi was a big pooper.
She's 50 something pounds. She has big poops.
Mm-hmm. I'll be the judge of that.
Okay.
Please FaceTime me next time Finny poops. And I will be the judge.
She's a morning pooper.
She is?
She's a morning pooper. She has a ritual every morning. Wake up, go outside, take a pee, take a poop, go eat.
Now, have you ever thought about, I've thought about this, starting a dog poop pickup service? I picked up enough shit in my life from dogs. Like, I could do it professionally.
You literally
and there's a lot of
talked about throwing up.
Yeah, but like I'm talking about like you're in someone's backyard and you have like a machine, like you like a pooper scooper.
Uh-huh.
That's different than like me. I'm not going to walk around someone's backyard with 75 Harris Teeter bags in my pocket, picking up one turd at a time.
Your carbon footprint is astronomical.
I said I'm not. I've had a Brita for a year and a half, Nick. When coronavirus
have you changed it?
No, why would I do that? Of course I've changed it. Yeah,
like,
the second the filter goes to 25%. No, the second the filter goes to 25%, I go out and get a new one, and I have that thing. I keep that motherfucking thing on me. I'm not going to drink unpurified water. What am I? What was I? Am I living in the 90s still, Nick?
I actually have a Brita filter on my keychain.
On your keychain?
Yep, have one on my keychain. I'm kidding. I don't have a Brita filter on my keychain. But you said
I don't know. I thought you were talking about like one of those straws. Like, you know, like those the survival straws.
I have a water bottle that has one of those straws.
Really?
Yeah. I get sketched out.
Yeah, it doesn't probably get that clean, right?
I get sketched out because I had it for like a week, and was just drinking water out of it pretty consistently, and like the mouthpiece
gets gross, gets your lip crusties on it.
Well, but then it also I'm pretty good about wiping it off.
Mm-hmm.
But like on the inside where like the water comes through, it started to mold on the inside. And I was like, all right, well, I'm not crazy about drinking out of this now.
So I worked with
a
guy.
My wife was like, wash it. And I was like, you expect me to wash it and then put water in it? You're a crazy person.
Well, you can't unsee what you saw. That's the issue.
Exactly. That's the thing. Now every time I open it and try to drink, I'm studying it. Mm-hmm. Like I basically have a microscope looking for mold.
So this is really gross, and I'm sure you're eventually going to find this. When kids are old enough, it used to happen to my mom, and they're drinking out of sippy cups because it was me and my brother drinking sippy cups at the same time. They used to just like find a sippy cup under the couch every now and then, and instead of just throwing them away, like I would have, no matter how poor I would just throw them away. My parents used to open them and dump like the spoiled milk out.
Yeah. No, growing up with siblings, I had to experience my fair share of that.
It's fucking gross. There was a guy I worked with at Red Ventures that had the same Yeti. It was this black embroidered Yeti cup, or like personal design. He never washed it ever. And I saw him one time take the cap off of it and run his fingernail around the brim, or around the rim, I should say, and just watch the black gook just pile up along the side of his finger. After that, never again. Never. How long will you go drinking out of the same? Like I drink out of the same water bottle because I have like just metal ones at my house. I'll drink out of the same one for 2 days and then I change. 2 days change. 2 days change. 2 days seems safe.
I'm a classic guy. I just have the plastic cups. I probably have cups that are older than me that I'm drinking out of.
You have like the 7-Eleven collectibles.
I have those. Hercules. I have the old Disney cups with like Aladdin on the side.
Do you remember when?
But the Aladdin, it's gone through the dishwasher so many times. It's just like the outline of Iago.
Do you remember when McDonald's gave away the plates of like the superheroes? Not superheroes, but like the Disney heroes.
Yeah, the Hercules plates.
Bro,
I was eating off of those until I was 20 years old.
They eventually had to be like retro and came back. Like once we turned like 18, they probably came back in style and probably expensive.
Do you remember the Burger King quote unquote gold Pokemon cards?
Oh yes.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Those I'm sure those are expensive now.
Do you remember the Pokemon? I think it was from Burger King, where essentially they were like Beyblades almost, where you go like you'd have to like rub them on the ground and then you put them down. It's like a top and they would just spin.
Oh yeah.
Do you remember Crazy Bones?
No.
Was Crazy Bones weren't a thing in your school?
No.
What about Homies?
Never heard of it.
Those were from the vending machines. 25 cents, you get yourself a Homie and you can collect them. There's a whole documentary on Vice of a guy who sunk his whole life saving into Homies. like in the early 2000s, and he was still trying to sell them in like 2019. And when they were going to, I mean, it's not funny because he was like really poor. He was from Staten Island. And when they were like filming the documentary, he was like going to like Boost Mobile and like paying him like $30 to keep his phone going. And then he like take his phone out and it was a flip phone he was using. So it was literally like the cheapest phone. He was literally only paying for the service. But yeah. But the reason I brought up the poop service is really rich people will pay for anything. And I think that's one of the things you can get away with, charging like $100 a month to come once a week and pick up their shit.
Potentially. I don't know.
You have to know the area, but
Yeah.
if someone came to me and said for $40 or $50 a month, I would pick up your dog's shit in the backyard every single day or twice a week, I would pay them to do it. It's not hard. It's just I would pay them to do it.
Yeah, I mean, it would save me some time when I go to mow the grass.
Yeah, exactly. That's all. Like, it's just like when you break it down, it's like, how much is your time really worth? But it leads me to my next point, Nick. Alex Caruso, the NBA player who is either overrated or underrated, or he's just kind of like ugly on the Lakers.
He's just kind of ugly. He's kind of balding, but he's also kind of really athletic.
Yeah, he was arrested for trying to sneak a grinder full of pot through TSA. If you're rich, you should never ever get arrested for anything.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
Unless you're like really rich because you're a drug dealer, but if you're just like a really rich like athlete or something,
or
you should always have
commit like an actual atrocity
to get rich.
No, just like while you're rich.
Well, that's what I'm saying. But like, even if
look at OJ, I mean, OJ should have been arrested.
Yes, he should have, but also he shouldn't have because you're rich. I mean, you should have somebody to do something for you.
Let's be real. He got arrested. He also got acquitted.
If the glove does not fit,
you must acquit.
It's like, and also to be fair to OJ, he did go look for the murderer. Remember that? OJ went looking,
and then he wrote a book. If I did it.
Yeah. Well, here's how I would have did it. But I'm not saying that. If you are an NBA player, if you are making over, I don't even know, $300,000 a year, you could be a normal guy. You should pay your friends to just be like, hey man, try to get this grinder of weed through TSA. Like, I'll bail you out.
Oh yeah, you gotta have a fall guy.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
you have to have the guy that goes to jail for you.
Yeah, and like, look, it's a grinder full of weed through TSA. What are you gonna get? 6 months probation? I'm surprised TSA even stopped him, to be honest. As our good friend Mario Corto said, you know, medical marijuana is legal in about, I don't know, 70% of states, 60, somewhere around there. You should be allowed to fly with it if you're prescribed it. I don't think Alex Caruso is, but you never know. Who knows? He lives in California half the year. Just get a medical marijuana card. You should be able to fly with it. But until then, have your friend tuck into his gooch. Also, you're rich. Just buy the weed when you get there.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like it's some delicacy. It's not like you're going to like Africa and you're trying to smuggle New York bagels onto the flight or something. You know what I mean? Like, where you just cannot get a New York bagel in Africa. Anywhere you go in the US, Canada, Mexico, Puerto Rico, you're probably going to be able to get pretty good weed.
I don't know, Kyle. Have you been to Einstein's? It's pretty good.
I have not been to Einstein's, but I'm saying for weed purposes, Nick, I feel like you would be able to find there. Again, you're rich. Have your fall guy go find it for you.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like Alex Caruso, I mean, he's a young enough guy, even though he's balding.
Very bald.
He's a young enough guy, and he's made enough money that you have to have the friend that's like, hey, look, here's the thing. Like, it's dude, Kyle, it's like if I had a friend that was 6'10" playing in the NBA, I'm going to go to that friend and I'm going to go, hey, let's not ruin what you have going on.
Mm-hmm. Well, what we have going on.
Because the saying in our friend group, Kyle, if one of us is eating, we're all eating.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I would go to him and say, let's not ruin what we have going on here. Let's not tarnish your good name. if you need anything, you need weed, you might need a gun, you might need somebody taken care of. Let me do it. Or you do it and I'll go to jail for you.
Well, I mean, also
for a stipend.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Also, I mean, let's just be honest. Let's call it what it is. If I don't think I would ever be facing jail time, but if I am, and I can rat on somebody and get my time dropped severely, I am dropping names left and right, Nick. Don't commit a crime with me, because I will be dropping names.
I mean, we will never hear the name Kyle Craig on the Sit Down, a Mafia History podcast.
No, I would be ratting left and right. Alex Caruso's career earning $5.3 million.
Hey,
take a private jet. You think the private jet? They're gonna be like, hey, I got
Caruso's only made $5.3 million.
He's only been in the NBA 3 years.
Dude, is he 26?
I don't know. He is 27 years old in 23 days.
He's okay, so he's 26.
Basically, yeah.
That hair for 26 is.
But would you trade that hair for $5 million? I think I would.
Hard not to. I mean, I'm sure and I'm sure he's due for a contract soon.
Probably next year, right? 4 years.
I mean, and I'm guessing
he was probably a second round pick or a late first round pick. I don't know.
Caruso is. I mean, he's gonna get signed somewhere.
He's gonna be like Scalabrine and he's gonna be around forever.
Yeah, that's fair.
So you have a long career ahead of you, Alex. Learn from this. Find some fall men. Find some guys that have guard dogs. Find some guys that'll do stuff for you. Until then, don't do anything dumb.
Right. So we're talking about how rich he is. Something that people are doing in LA or have been doing or have done, whatever the correct terminology for this is. They have been buying peacocks, because apparently that's allowed, have been buying peacocks and using them as guard cocks. We're calling them that. We're calling them guard cocks.
I was going to say, I believe the term is peacocking. They're just strutting their stuff.
Here's the thing. Okay. I'm scared of birds. So if someone has a peacock as a guard animal, a guard cock, it worked. Because I'm not fucking. Dude, have you seen their talons?
Peacocks are surprisingly not that big, but really, really big at the same time. Like a big peacock's feathers will go like, I don't know. You could tell me 20 feet in the air and I believe you. It's probably like 6, but still. Yeah, no, I'm not fucking with a peacock. But I also would not pick them to be my bird of defense.
Yeah,
I would get an ostrich.
With that, or I'd get one of those fucking, what are they called? Those like those Goliath duckbills. Those dinosaur looking birds.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, I'm not fucking with that thing.
Okay, what would be the worst bird to get? Like a penguin? Just adorable? No,
just adorable.
Can't fly around.
No.
Did I ever tell you I won? Well, I didn't win. Well, I guess I did. I don't know.
You won a penguin?
No. Close though. When I was little, I went to SeaWorld with my family and my nonny and poppy, and they were doing like a little kid show, right? And it was, at the end, they asked you some questions. And for the grand prize question to go back and to see the penguins, like, not between the glass, they were like, hey, whatever the question is. And my nonny whispered the answer in my brother's ear and he shouted it. And we got to go to the back. And while we were going to the back, my brother was like, hey, just so you know, I didn't know the answer. She told me. And my brother ratted her out.
God.
And the lady was like,
hey,
well,
being a snitch runs in the family, Kyle.
Yeah. And they were like, well, you're already here. So we go back there. We're looking at these penguins, these really old little penguins. They're like, oh, he's a grumpy one. Stay away from him. They have little shoes on. They're adorable. Well, Nick, they're like, after our 20 minutes was up, they're like, all right, you guys got to go back. Well, one of us didn't shut the gate. And the trainers turned around and like 15 penguins were just walking through the like employees break room. So they had to go and scoop them all up So there was a bunch of little kids that potentially went there to see the penguins, and there was no penguins in the exhibit because they were all chilling with Meredith eating her animal crackers.
Yeah, she was eating tuna salad, and they were like, "Bro, you gonna
You
eat
gonna eat
that?
all that? Yeah, can I get some crust?
You gonna finish that?"
But yeah, I think that peacocks, out of all the birds, underrated, probably really expensive, but a decent guard animal.
Yeah, because I mean, all right. So obviously peacock, they got they got the big ass tail feathers.
Mhm.
I'm gonna equate that to like a dude with a big truck that just revs it all the time, like a Duramax that like rolls coal,
Mhm.
where that bird probably weighs 20, 30 pounds.
Mhm.
I mean, if that, birds are super light.
They can
But
fly.
but
Can
you
a
don't,
peacock fly?
I don't know, dude. But
A lot of feathers.
you're not gonna fuck with that bird because it it obviously has a complex.
Well, I mean, let's be honest. That bird is wearing like oil rig Oakleys and has a chin strap in 2021.
Yeah, and that bird, if I do anything to that bird, its dad's gonna sue me.
Well, that and I mean, we're being honest here. A peacock is kind of like a Monster Energy can. A lot of stuff going on the can. Can be intimidating when you go to pick one out. You don't know which one you want to grab. So what do you
But
do?
also a lot of misogyny going in internally.
Well, it's like my brother always said a monster was like drinking a melted Jolly Rancher. And I feel like that's kind of like what a peacock is. It's just like a mushy, you can't eat a peacock, right?
I you might be able to, but also like the way a peacock looks is like the way that when it starts raining and like the oil and the gas that
Yes,
are stuck in the ground like start
they
seeping out
rise up. Yep.
and it like reflects off the light. That's what it looks like. That
Mhm.
that same color spectrum is what a peacock looks like.
Yeah. Do you know that some of these peacocks are getting loose now?
I mean I told you I'm scared of birds.
So in LA, you know how like in Florida they have like anacondas that are in the Everglades because they got too big and people just let them go.
Yes.
So it's similar to like these
Also like
peacocks.
monitor lizards and shit, like basically like it's like a satellite camp for the fucking Amazon.
Yeah, precisely. If there was like the end of the world situation, Florida would be like where all of these like prehistoric creatures come back from and like work their way up to Ohio and torment the people of Cincinnati. But these people there, I saw an article. I was just looked it up while you were talking. There are feral peacocks now, like feral hogs
Yeah.
that are just wandering around Los Angeles. You don't want to see a peacock in an alleyway.
Speaking of feral hogs, I mean, those things are fucking terrifying.
Oh yeah. Have you ever seen how they kill them in the helicopters?
Yeah, okay, that's pretty lit.
That's pretty badass, but that would be really scary to be in that helicopter. When you're going 60 miles an hour, only 20 to 30 feet above the air, that's scary.
I mean, I think it'd be pretty fun.
Well, I'd be shitting myself. I wouldn't be able to squeeze the gun because I wouldn't be able to hold it because I'd be having my hands over my eyes. I'd be so afraid. Would you go feral hog hunting for our 300th episode?
Absolutely.
Would you be more likely to feral hog hunt for 300 episodes, or would you?
Kyle, I will cover the Airbnb if we can get a feral hog hunting tour.
What if it was like a
in
ground-based
Texas.
tour? Like it was like an ATV.
No,
it's got to be in a helicopter. It couldn't be us roaming the prairies on the back of some guy's ATV with us riding bitch.
No. No. And by the way, you're definitely riding bitch.
Well, I'm assuming he would not allow us to ride our own ATVs. I would assume it would be two guides. We both would be riding bitch. I don't think they're going to let us have control over the ATV.
I was thinking it was one guide and we're riding three to the.
Oh, and I'm in the middle.
Oh, you're smack dab in the middle.
Well, I mean, I am the smallest, so that would make sense. Or you could just lay me across the front like you just killed like a trophy buck. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
they just lay him down on their razors. All right, so maybe we do for our 300th episode feral hog hunting.
Helicopter feral hog hunting. We're gonna do it.
Okay, sounds like a plan to me.
I said, I'll cover the Airbnb. You just gotta find it.
I don't think we're gonna be able to find an Airbnb in like rural Oklahoma, Nick.
Oh, I bet we can.
Maybe I would assume they're in Arkansas, right? Woo Pig.
I mean
that general area, Oklahoma, northern Texas, and
If
Arkansas.
there aren't feral hogs in Arkansas, my life is a lie.
Do you know that my father-in-law hunted I almost said cantaloupe. He did not hunt the fruit. What's the animal? Antelope.
He didn't hunt any melons.
No, he didn't go
I
out
mean,
there.
I'm always hunting melons, bro.
Hey. He hunted an antelope out in Wyoming, and he had to take like a prop plane to get there. I was like, man, yeah, he lost me at that. No shot I could do that.
Yeah,
But,
I mean, I think it'd be better off to go to Texas because I mean,
well, he lives in Texas. There's no
gun laws in Texas. I was talking about
to hunt feral hog.
Yeah, gun law. I mean, because I don't have like a high powered rifle.
No, but I also think we should, if we do this, we should hunt them with like 45 magnums, like just like
really
that big.
Yeah, okay, that's like just like a fucking deagle.
Yeah, like like a revolver. We're gonna go like old school. We're gonna keep it on our hip.
Can we go like Kimbo? Can we go like Kimbo and just?
I don't think I would be able to shoot left-handed, but sure, why not? How many shots do you think it would take for you to hit a feral hog out of a helicopter?
Oh, I mean,
hundreds for me.
There's a reason that I volunteered to pay for the Airbnb because I don't want to pay for the ammunition.
Yeah, it's gonna bankrupt us. They're gonna be like, "How much ammo do you want?" And we're like, "All of it." And they're like, "Oh, these boys are gonna be out there for a while." It's like, no, we're just gonna miss everything. We're gonna see one hog and shoot 900 times.
Bro, I wonder if they'd give us one of those like explosive tip things. Have you seen those?
Well, what if they just gave us jars of like, what is it, like tenorite? Tenormine?
Yeah, something like that.
Or we just throw those. Like we're just dropping like fucking old school bombs, like the black bombs that just have a fuse in them. We light it, just drop those.
Yeah, or we rig one of those like those feral hog feeding stations
with a whole bunch of like claymores.
Yeah, basically we're basically C4ing a fucking doorway and just blowing them fucking sky high.
We would have to be really high in the helicopter because knowing us, we'd be like, just throw one more stick in for good measure. And it would just shoot it like 700 feet in the air. Have you ever killed an animal? Have you ever gone hunting?
No.
Neither have I. I think I would.
We're agreeing for future selves to commit murder. Dude,
I think I would puke after I shot it. I would feel so bad. I would cry.
The content that's going to come out of this. I mean, we still need to do the snake show. We need to go to an Orioles game with RDT.
There's a lot of stuff,
and we need to go feral pig hunting.
Yeah, no, that's true. I actually know a guy that can. Again, it's not in the helicopter, but he definitely could take us by ATV feral pig hunting.
I'm in.
Okay, we'll have to see if we can get that guy on the show and talk him into it. Two guys that have shot a combined probably 5 guns in their lives, never shot at a moving target.
That's false. That's false. I've shot plenty of guns.
Okay, I've only shot 2 or 3.
I'm a pretty good shot, honestly.
I have my own gun.
So I don't own one. I've just
when the world was ending, I went out and bought one because I didn't know what was going to happen.
What have you shot?
An AR, a 45, and maybe a 9mm.
Okay.
2 pistols and an AR-15.
Okay.
I hit the target.
I've shot.
It wasn't moving.
I've shot an M4. I've shot an M4, an M16, an AR-15. I've shot an Uzi.
Was that like in Vegas?
No, this was in Texas.
I was gonna say in Vegas. I know you could shoot Uzis.
I've shot an Uzi. I shot an AK-47. Dude, Texas is lit. That's the thing. So we'll go. We just need to go to Texas and go to a gun range. I know.
Maybe we just need to go to Texas and we just need to go walk around for a little bit.
Yeah, I know a gun range in Texas that they'll allow you to shoot fully automatic weapons.
Okay. Episode 300.
While I was there, this man walks in with a gold-plated Desert Eagle handgun.
So he was a 10th Prestige 55.
Straight out of fucking Modern Warfare 2.
And Modern Warfare 2, exactly, yeah.
Gold-plated Desert Eagle. And he was this is Texas. He says, "This is my concealed carry weapon."
Where is he putting that?
I don't know.
You didn't ask that. That's what I would ask.
But guess what? He let me shoot it.
Did it almost knock your socks off?
It was a lot. I was, dude, I was, because I guess one of the mechanisms in the gun was broken,
Mhm.
like the auto loader, like in the magazine. And so you had to like single load each
Like it's a
round.
musket.
Basically, you had to single load it and single load it. And I only wanted to shoot it once. And I might have a video of it somewhere of me shooting it in slow motion, but I doubt it. I think I deleted it a long time ago.
Well, episode 300, Texas. We're going. See you there. Book the tickets.
Fucking
By the way,
book it.
and until then, where can people find you online?
Oh, they can find me on Twitter at FumblingBumblin. They can find me on Instagram at KneeBraceNick. Kyle, how about you, man?
Kyle_Craig4 on Instagram, Kyle_Craig36 on Twitter, all social media at KneeBrace Radio. Go ahead, give us a like, follow, subscribe, check out the YouTube channel, like the video. Get us to 40 reviews. I don't know how many reviews we're at. And we'll catch you on the flippity flop.
See you.
Peace.